let's go. She a OG, he a OG, go. Them a OG, they a OG, let's go. These are all my peeps, we are all G's. OG, apes in the building. Original grinder, what they call me. And this is Web 3, ain't no low.
Hey, well, I'm here with Snooderthdoo, otherwise known as Everett. Everett, we're just gonna chat a little bit about your experience with the OG Ape Club.
Awesome.
So how did you get into NFTs? Like, tell me that story.
Well, I started out mining Ethereum and was having a lot of issues with that, building a rig, and we had that GPU shortage about a year ago. And then, well, let me backtrack a little bit more. I was at a bar with my younger brother, and I talk about entrepreneurial stuff all the time. And he's like, "Have you ever thought about mining crypto? Sounds like something you'd really like." I was like, "What is that?" So I dug into it, and then I ended up building a big rig with graphics cards. I was spending the night in front of Best Buy and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. And I ended up mining Raven Coin, which is it's an asset aware crypto, built off of the Bitcoin fork. Still really like it a lot, but they started minting NFTs, and then I started hearing about, the Bored Apes and stuff like that. And I at that time, I didn't really know what NFTs were. I didn't really understand the value of them until I started reading more and more about smart contracts. And then I would say it was last fall, I was listening to the Run guys a lot on YouTube, and they were talking about Zombie Inu, and that they'd be releasing NFTs, and then that happened in the spring. Those were my first NFTs, and I was still pretty new to crypto wallets and scammers and stuff like that, and I got cleaned out before my Zombie Inu NFTs even got revealed. Yeah, I was pretty devastated because I used my credit card to get those.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Wife wasn't too happy either. But it was around that time I jumped into a Twitter space, and OG Ape Club was there. And ever since I got on their Discord, I just loved it. It's been different than any other community, because now I'm probably just like you. You're probably involved in a ton of communities that it gets where you can't even keep track of it on your Discord. But the OG Ape Club has never ceased to be active. Even though we haven't minted out, it just doesn't even seem to be an issue,
Yeah.
And there's tons of giveaways. We play poker, twice a week now, sometimes 3 times a week, and you don't even have to be good at poker to win. So, which I'm not.
That's funny.
But they're by far my favorite NFTs. I probably have close to 100 that I've collected just this year. But it's by far my favorite community in the NFT circle.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about you talked a little bit about the utility of OG Ape Club of your OGs, but how's that compare from what you're experiencing in our group from the other groups you're in? How does it compare?
Most of the other groups that I'm in, it seems like they're struggling to find a utility. that's just my opinion, like an outsider looking in. I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. I know that everybody's extremely busy in the NFT space, but it just seems like they're struggling to articulate a clear utility.
Right.
But with the OGs, the utilities just keep growing. So I have, gosh, what was it? The first one I minted was in a wheelchair. And so I was like, okay, cool. And then, shortly after that, we started having the poker tournaments. If you have a chair, you get extra chips to play poker with. And so, what I love about that is it incentivizes people to, trade or mint or buy just so they can have one with a chair trait. And then there was also the buy one, get one utility. So I bought another one off the floor to try to help sweep the floor, and then I got another one for free. So it's like my collection, even though the mint price can, it's make you feel like something you need to save up for a little bit.
Right.
As soon as you get one, it's like it kind of opens up the floodgates, because you're immediately going to get another one as long as you follow the rules. And, there's just so many different traits. I managed to buy one really cheap that had a hoodie and an apple bite trait. So that automatically enters me into 2 different raffles. So it's like the utilities just don't ever stop.
And that sweep paid off pretty quick, right? Like, I mean,
it did. Yeah. And then I got a free one just for getting that one. So, and then I happened to win the AirPods because he had an apple bite trait.
Yeah.
It's just insane. And then around the same time, there was a raffle that only 6 people participated in. Unfortunately, but it was an easy win for me. And then I won 10 NFTs, including another OG.
Yeah.
So I went from 1 to 6. And I think the only one that I ever paid full price for to mint was my first one.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, you're kind of a testimony to that. Like, just being a part of the community, you're gonna, a small investment that can grow. I mean, pretty quickly. Like,
Yeah.
And you that you're not talking about winning poker. If you get first at poker, right, you're gonna get another OG. From that.
Yeah.
But all you did, was mint one, and you swept one, and then that got you another one, and then the one that you swept got you a prize. It's just kind of go off. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was like a domino effect.
Yeah. Well, I entered that same raffle you did, and I didn't win. So I mean, I'm glad you did. But
thanks.
When I saw that there's only like 4 or 5 people that entered at the time, I was like, oh, well, this is we got to be a part of this one because 10 NFTs. Yeah. So, but I was excited to see that that you won on that too. That's awesome.
And then it got me entries into 9 other communities because I didn't have any mofos or stuffy bunnies. Was it Pixelsaurus? I got several that I was never a member of until now. So
yeah, I think that's the cool thing about winning some of these is it allows you to explore what other groups are doing without necessarily going and sweeping all those floors too. Like, you can try out, you can just see what other people are up to. What's your favorite utility? What's your favorite trait? Tell me some of that.
I'm a military guy. I was in the Marine Corps infantry for 8 years. And I really love the ones with the uniforms. I haven't minted one yet, but I like seeing them in their look a lot like Class A's with the medals on the chest,
Right. That's awesome.
I'd love to get one of those, maybe smoking a pipe because I'm also a pipe smoker.
Well, hey, thanks for your service. That's awesome.
That's no problem.
Yeah. So we don't have a utility yet for the those uniforms, but I know that that's one of the conversations in the background. So we need
Nice.
to get you one.
Yeah.
So we can benefit from that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for anybody who, who's thinking about, they're seeing this video, they're thinking about a group to be a part of? Like, what do you have to say to them about why OG Ape Club? Why, what's?
I think, well, I think Hershey, I mean, I can tell that guy is traveling like crazy and getting the word out there, and he's just constantly busy. And I would tell people that, all because we haven't minted out, like don't let that be a factor in not joining. And because all you really have to do is get one to get your foot in the door. And there's so many other things that become available to you once you own one. I mean, that's the epitome of an NFT.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my advice for anyone that's looking at the OG Ape Club.
That's great advice. Yeah, I mean, I think of compared to even a lot of other communities right now. I mean, we're in the middle of a slowdown in the market. Call it whatever you want. We're calling it a build market here, right? So, but I think it's not just semantics. It's because we're actually building. We're actually like grinding. We're the original grinders. But you see it in there. I mean, Hershey's a great example of that. Like he's out there, like you said, traveling. He's getting it. They're still in spaces. He's still interacting with us. We're still building more and more utilities, so that the goal being that whether you mint one or sweep one, the moment you do, there's tons of things that unlock. That you don't even know what you're getting. You're like, oh, I just picked this one because I like the picture, and then all of a sudden, I can play in these poker games. I can be in this raffle. I can do all these other things, and that's just what's happening now. But right, we know that the game is coming, and the coins that are embedded in those NFTs will unlock, and we can buy merch and join that. Use those coins in the game experience as well. I mean, we're just scratching the surface.
Well, yeah, and just to piggyback off of that, it's like I have such a great time being part of the club. Yeah. I don't even think about those golden apes still being out there. I really don't. Right. I mean, sure, I'd love to have one, but there's that, and I don't even know how many one of ones there are.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, those are all benefits of minting, but you're right. But I mean, we're part of it, a community that's growing, and even if I'm not the one who mints that OG, the golden one for 20 ETH, I mean, I'm going to be probably pretty excited for the person who does, because more than likely they're in our Discord, they're in our community, they're interacting. We know who they are. We're watching. Each one as it comes through gets minted or swept. We're appreciating the different qualities of that one, and so inevitably when that golden gets the first one gets minted, we're all going to celebrate.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited for that. But you're right. We're not sitting there like, oh, someone's going to mint. Oh, good, they didn't get it. I mean, we're all hoping for it. We're all rooting for it. Like, we all want to celebrate that win. I mean, obviously we want to be the one who mints that. But yes, we're not all sitting there every moment with be able to mint every second. And so with the
exactly. And on top of that, I mean, I think as soon as we hit a bull market, these things could easily be worth 20 ETH a piece anyways. So
right. Well, now, that you're great point. I mean, because I mean, they're going to be worth more than we minted them for. I mean, without question, right? And so,
absolutely.
So by being here in the community, by participating, you're testifying. I've had the same exact experience. Like you buy one, and then you mint one, and you get another one for that, and then you win a poker game, or you win a raffle or some other kind of contest or something, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, I've got like a lot of these guys, and my average is way less than mint. And so when we do mint out, and then and we're not selling, people, we're not seeing people lowering the floor. We're all sweeping the floor, keeping that above the mint price. We're all gonna have more than probably doubled or tripled our investments. Like almost everybody in there. So that's, I don't know, that's exciting. It's kind of like this is the whole point of this video is to give some people the real alpha. Like if you're in this group, like you're gonna see your investment grow. Like no question. just got to take the leap, and not financial advice, but go on there, find the lowest price one and buy it, and then just see what happens. Like, right?
Yeah. It's really a small investment in the grand scheme, and we had a guy that just won a trip, not even a week ago. And so the things that I've won, I mean, they're great, but like there's even more out there. So and there's another big raffle coming up in the fall.
Yeah.
Which a huge pot that can be won.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Like that can make someone's Christmas.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah. So, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, I think the whole point of these little short videos is just to kind of like highlight a member of our community who's been successful, who's you're and honestly, like, you're not the exception, you're the rule. I mean, I think that I just picked you because you had just won the iPods or whatever, Apple AirPods, and so you're the reason why you're the latest victim. But it's kind of, it's just really celebrating the truth that all of us are experiencing. Is like, when I'm in here, I'm having fun, I'm engaging with people that we're enjoying each other's enjoying that community, and then also on top of that, I'm seeing all these other things unlock that I didn't even expect, and then new ones coming out all the time. Like, this OG that I have that maybe only unlocks the poker game, and then all of a sudden, this new trait drops, and now there's a VIP thing, or there's this other poker game, or maybe there's a new drawing or a merch thing. There's more merch coming. Like so that isn't even out yet. So who knows what something that's on your little NFT all of a sudden becomes a new value that you didn't even see. So very cool.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any parting thoughts? Anything you want to leave us with?
I would say just keep having fun in the community. I mean, that's what it's all about. I'm having a great time, and I win things along the way, and it's just been great.
Yeah. So if you're watching this, jump on our Discord, come say to us, get to know us, and maybe then once you see who we are, you'll sweep your first OG, and you're off to the races. So hey, thanks for joining us today, and we'll be looking forward to more of these testimonies from our members of our group to tell you all more about what we're doing. But in the meantime, come talk to us on Discord, find out about us. See you guys.
See ya.
He a OG, he a OG, go. Them a OG, they a OG, let's go. These are all my peeps, we are all G's. OG, apes in the building. Original grinder, what they call me.